Is everybody ready now? Is everybody ready for a live stream? Is everybody ready for a live stream? It's Friday morning, don't you know what I mean? Boom! It's Friday morning, and the sun is bright. Gonna have some fun, show you how it's done, TGIF. All right. What is going on, everybody? Jake here, back again. Doing it live, of course. Doing it live, and you never know what's going to happen live. I don't script nothing. There is no script, no monitors, no teleprompter. No, it's just me shooting it one take off the top of my head. All right. All right, we got some people in the chat. We got one of my favorite mods, Lee, Anti-NWO. He's in the chat, says, what's that? What's up, Lee? That's how we say it around here. We like to go back to when people said, was up, like that. So we, over here on this channel, we like to take it back old school, and we like to say, what's up? All right. Who else do we got in the chat? We got Squirrel Sniper in the chat. It says it's Friday evening, 7 p.m. And then he puts an England flag up. So over in England, according to Squirrel Sniper, it's 7 p.m. Holy crap. See, it's 11 a.m. Here in California, Western Pacific time zone, it is 11:04 a.m. So it's not even afternoon yet. We're still morning here. We're mourning the defeat of the night by the sun. Yes, that's what we're mourning. All right. Okay, Johnny Ringo is excited to know that this is all about. You mean what this is all about? I'm glad you're excited because we actually have a red alert. Red alert. We have a red alert on the flat earth, but we're going to wait for just a little more people to gather before I spill the beans. Some of you have already heard the news, but I'm going to show you guys a video of some pretty sinister looking stuff. And then we're going to break it down on what it all means. And I have a feeling some shills out there aren't going to like it. Speaking of the shills, they've been awfully quiet when it comes to me. They haven't been saying my name. They haven't been poking and prodding me. You know, there was a time where the entire flat earth shill cult all were coming at me at once, and it was getting a bit overwhelming, and they have all pretty much backed off. But I still have my eye on these guys, still watching, seeing who's doing what, and I've done a little investigation, and I've turned up some stuff that I've warned you about, and now I'm going to prove it. I'm going to prove it to you in this stream that the things I warned you about are coming true as it pertains to flat earth shills. Now, some of you guys don't like when I talk about flat earth shills, but it is my duty to please that booty. No, it is my duty to release this info. I feel that if somebody doesn't step up and say something, then we're going to see a flat earth catastrophe. And so I am here to avoid the flat earth catastrophe by exposing something pretty major. We're going to do that once I get up over 100 people watching. We're almost there. All right. All right. ABCD is in the chat, and he says, I'm here, Jake. We can start. Hey, you showed up just in time. I've only been live for 5 minutes, and I have not laid down any new or pivotal information yet. I'm waiting for the crowd to gather. And then I'm going to lay down the truth bombs. All right. Ivazar says, dude, you're next level. Bro, I'm the nextest level. All right. I'm not just next level. I'm the nextest level. I'm nextest level times infinity. What? All right. And now we have over 100 folks here. I'm going to drop the truth bomb when I see 50 thumbs up. We need 50 thumbs up to get us started today. And then I'm going to start dropping truth bombs. So if you want to hear today's truth bomb, I'm going to need to see 50 thumbs up. We can't have the algorithm thinking that this is a crappy stream. We want the algorithm to think that this is an awesome stream so that it gets promoted. They don't ever promote me. This is the most blacklisted channel ever. But just to make me feel better, smash the thumbs up because it makes me feel better inside. All right, y'all, you ready? Here's the deal. One of the first flat earth pioneers, I'm just going to get rid of the mic. I don't really need it. I'm not singing. Hold on one second. I got a piece of something in my ear. Okay, let's do this. One of the pioneers of the flat earth movement that came in 2015. 2015 was when flat earth videos started getting posted on YouTube. Now, I know there were a handful that came out before that, but a majority of flat earth content started showing up in 2015, and then by 2016 is when it exploded. And that was like the golden year for flat earth content, was 2016. And then by 2017, shit started to get redundant. And that's when I discovered that the AE map was not correct. But I didn't go back to believing that the Earth was a ball, of course, because that's not true either. And so by 2018, when flat earthers started picking apart the AE map, and then there was a division between flat earthers who don't use the AE map, and then the AE map cult followers who still hang on to the Frisbee map. By 2019, I noticed a reduction in the amount of people making flat earth content. There just weren't that many people making new content, and there weren't nearly as many new flat earthers showing up to the game. So by 2020, it was almost like a dead subject. And then all those original creators like Eric Dubé, Mark Sargent, Jaronism, these original creators, Matt Boylan, they're either saying the same exact thing, or in the case of like Matt Boylan, he's disappeared, fallen off the map, so to speak. And Mark Sargent right now, his channel doesn't even really do anything. He's basically a dead character now. You never really hear much from Mark Sargent. However, if you go visit his channel, he still has about 100,000 subs, and he recently had posted a kids video. And this isn't just any kids video, it's Flat Earth Kids Show, a Flat Earth children's show. And it was an hour long. And the production level on this Flat Earth children's show is about the same level as Sesame Street. And so basically, they steal Sesame Street characters, and they're aiming a Flat Earth children's show apparently at children. But I think there's something deeper than that. I think there's more than meets the eye. But first, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you on my phone. That way I avoid any sort of strike or anything. Check this out.
Hi-ho, Kermit the Frog here. We have a wonderful show for you tonight. So sit back and get your popcorn ready, kids, because we have a full hour of puppets and muppets. But remember to be careful as you sit down, because the Earth is spinning over 1,000 miles per hour. You don't want to lose your balance. Whoa! Enjoy the show! Today's topic is the stars. I love going outside at night and looking at the stars. How about you? Have you ever gone outside at night and looked up? They are so beautiful. Let's talk about those stars for a minute. Here in the northern hemisphere, we can look up on January 1st and see the Orion's Belt. The Orion's Belt is a line of 3 stars that are very bright and noticeable in the sky. On July 1st, we can look up and still see the Orion's Belt. In fact, we can see it every single day of the year. Let's take a look at the globe model now and think about why that should be impossible. If it is dark, we must be facing the right side away from the sun, and we can see
Now again, anyone just joining us, this is posted on Mark Sargent's channel, and apparently it was made by a guy named That Flat Fellow. So the production level on this seems to be beyond just one man. So there were several people, and I'll show you that there's several people involved in making this, and the production level is quite good. And so it leads me to believe that there is a government fund here. We might be looking at a government black ops project. All right, and I'll explain more in a minute.
It's built in the right side of the universe. 6 months later, in the globe model, the Earth is now on the other side of the sun. We are now facing the left side of the universe and seeing the same stars. That is impossible. You cannot look in 2 different directions and see the same thing. This tells us that the globe isn't real. We can go outside and see this for ourselves just by looking at the stars. Isn't that fun? Try this experiment yourself at night, with your parents' permission, of course. Now, let's take one last look at what our Earth looks like.
Pay attention.
Here's our Earth.
Look.
The stars move around us while we remain still, just like in a planetarium. Have a great day, kids. See you next time. And remember, keep it flat.
Okay. So that was just the first part. This is an hour long. An hour long with several different puppet sketches. Also, they steal Kermit the Frog's character and likeness and voice. That's illegal. You can't just steal a Muppet created by like a guy like Jim Henson or a Disney character and steal it, the likeness and the character and the voice. You can't just do that. So basically, these guys are stealing and getting away with it. They're stealing the likenesses of characters created by someone else. Watch this.
The world is live. Billionaires racing to get to space. With all the money, how was there even a race? You're telling me we went to the moon in 69 with less technology than a phone on your beat, The billionaires could barely get into orbit. Oh yeah, that sounds super legit. So big shout out to Captain Kirk. Nowadays, he takes any constant work. Been in the business 70 years. Someone get this man a bin. Have Amazon deliver it to lot 3. Near where the old Apollo used to be. Green screen and editing work like magic.
Okay. Do you guys realize that that production level is really good? Like that rap production level, it's almost like they hired rappers from Fiverr and then put it to puppets. Like, you guys, that's not just one dude at home doing all this. This is a team of people who created this. Why? So they could get children to believe in flat Earth? Not buying it. Not buying it. Children ain't sitting around on YouTube watching this. So what in the flying fart is going on here? Listen to this production quality. All right, here they're going to rip off Sesame Street.
Cookie. Earth. Cookie. Earth. Hello, Cookie Monster. What are you doing? I am thinking about cookies and Earth. It is really good to think, Cookie Monster. Thinking for yourself is a good way to learn new things. Cookie. Earth. Elmo, do you ever think maybe Earth is cookie? If Earth were cookie, it sure would be yummy. No. I mean, what if Earth is shaped like cookie? Not round like a ball, but round and flat like cookie? Yes. Flat and round like cookie. But we have mountains, so it can't be flat. This cookie has chocolate chips. They are like the mountains on the Earth, but overall, cookie is still flat. If the Earth was flat like a cookie, the water would fall off.
Pay attention.
There is icing all the way around, holding in the waters, like the icing around this cookie. That makes sense. Then the water couldn't fall off. Cookie. Earth. Cookie. Earth. Oh no!
All right, do you guys understand that what I warned you about just a while ago, like last month, about 2 months ago, that stuff I warned you about is coming true? Let me paint the picture for you. This right here ain't made just for children. There's something a lot more sinister going on here. You got to think, how many children are perusing YouTube looking for children's kids shows about the flat earth? How many children are going to be using the browse feature and typing in flat earth kids show? So we're to believe that this is for flat earther parents who are going to show their kids this stuff? Is that what we're to believe? Seems like a lot of production for a team of men to do all this so that they could teach your children about the wonderful flat earth pizza pie map. I'm not buying it, Mark Sargent. I'm not buying it, flat fellow. Not buying it at all. So, where does the money come from to put on something like this? This goes on for an hour.
Or make it stare, because that ship is still there. Some binoculars is all you need, and you will find that ship. Oh yes, indeed. Because the earth is flat, like water in a glass, and it stays level with all it has, like a pond or lake, even a bathtub.
See that? A little creepy, right? A little creepy. It seems to me the duty of the parents. It's the duty of the parents to teach their kids about the shape of the earth. Not some creepy weirdo like Mark Sargent or that flat fellow doing this weird shit. Now, check this out. If you want to leave a comment, they're turned off. Comments are turned off. Comments turned off. Seems he doesn't want to hear from you. He doesn't want to hear from me. So if you have something to say about Mark Sargent posting this on his channel with 100,000 subs, he has comments turned off. So you can't give him your opinion. He doesn't want to hear your opinion. So we have an original OG AE map flat earther who was in the documentary Behind the Curve, hit piece documentary. Mark Sargent, was in that hit piece documentary on Netflix that was seen by 10 million people or more, 20 million people. It was seen by millions and millions of people. And you know how bad it made flat earthers look if you went and watched that big pile of steamy shit. So in that documentary, you have Mark Sargent, right, looking like a moron. And here he is, after all this time in 2022, what does he post? This.
So when in doubt, just look up. Do you see airplanes pointing down when they are way up high, flying around? No, they fly straight because the world is flat. If it were a globe, they couldn't do that because a straight plane would send you to space. And that was really.
So they made this specifically for kids. Comments turned off. Why? Why? And for a guy Mark's age, who's been in the flat earth game for this many years, why is he getting behind a project like this and posting it on his channel? Why? So that they can teach children about the flat earth? So you're telling me a group of men got together with all these puppets and they paid rappers on Fiverr. I'm guessing they paid rappers on Fiverr because some of these rap songs are legit. Like they're actually like, well, too well produced.
Just killing the trees, page after page of fantasy, and the rainforest is your casualty. Now, Timmy, those trees are cut for a purpose. I mean, just look at the Earth's surface. If you look out at the open sea, you can see boats disappear slowly. That's because of Earth's curvature, because the world is circular. Mr. Roundy, your eyes are old. That's something you need to really admit. So next time you stare into that
Okay, that production level is legit right there. Like somebody took time to edit these flat earth children's songs and then time it out with puppets. Like, dudes, that doesn't happen in 20, 30 minutes or an hour. Like this right here, to do an hour of this, like we're only 16 minutes in. There's an hour of this. They steal Muppets from Sesame Street, and they have their own Muppets. They create their own characters. And this is some, in my opinion, some sinister government shit. I think this is government black ops, personally. I don't think that a group of flat earthers are like, hey, dudes, let's get together and make kids flat earth content. Let's just spend all day long for like a week or a month with a bunch of characters and puppets, and let's pay rappers on Fiverr and edit it all together to make the most seamless flat earth Sesame Street knockoff we can. Let's do it for the kids, man. We got to do it for all those lovely children. There's something whack about this. And why does it take someone like me to point it out? How come no one else points it out? Again, proving I'm the real dude amongst a sea of flat earth shills. Got a donation coming in from ASR VIP. Says, victory! Victory. That's right.
Take a telescope. It's like a magic potion. From there you can debunk your own words. And afterwards, you can stare at some birds. Well, Timmy, that doesn't change the fact we have astronauts going round and back. They have live feeds. You can see their face. And there's a huge space station in space. What do you say to that, I ask? How do they pull off that task? Mr. Roundy, have you ever heard of Hollywood? Check it out, it can do you some good. As for you space people, Ilio, why don't you have them zoom out the window? Let's see them focus on a plane in
Dude,
Australia.
Those are better rhymes than ODD. Like that rap song right there is better than anything ODD has ever put out. Like that actually is slightly groovy. Hey, Timmy, what do you think of that? How do they pull off that there task? Well, hey there, teacher, let me tell you what. There ain't no ISS, let me stick it in your butt. Whatever he says, I don't know. It's like the fact that these puppets are delivering this with more emphasis and more passion than ODD. What does that tell you? Like, where the hell did this come from? Who in the fuck would get together and work on that? What grown men do you know get together? Hey, Johnny. Hey, how's it going, Brad? Hey, let's call Tim and Randy and let's all get together and work on this Flat Earth Children's Weirdo project because that's what we want to do on a Friday. Just the whole thing is super sketch. I got a donation from One Eyed Jack. Hey, thanks. I appreciate that. So basically, I don't see how this could be anything else other than a government-funded project. And if it is a government-funded project, which I'm pretty sure it is, then that means the government is funding Black Ops Flat Earth children's shows. So just run that around in your mind for a minute. The government seems to be running a Black Ops Flat Earth children's show project. Why? Huh? Now, of course, all the globetards who say Earth is definitely not flat, it's definitely a globe, they'll just say I'm crazy. And Mark Sargent's just a regular guy. And all these flat earthers are just regular people. And they're just regular making content for kids because they're just regular retards. They're just regular retards. So a guy like Fight the Flat Earth Craig, he'll be like, you're such a moron. They're just regular retards who think the earth is flat like you. And that's why they're making videos for kids, because they want kids to believe in the fake flat earth. That's what they'll say. So even the people who die hard believe in the globe won't admit that this is a government Black Ops run psyop. They won't. None of the popular globe channels will say, hey, look at these assholes going after the kids. This looks like some government funded stuff. No way did these flat earthers do this all themselves. No. So you won't see Simon Dan exposing this. These terrible flat earthers are going after the children. No. Instead, it's look at these dumb flat earthers. They believe that the earth is flat because they're dumb. Every video. Why is it the professional globe lovers don't ever actually expose these flat earthers being government shills? Oh no, because that ruins their narrative. According to all the professional globe believers like Simon Dan, Craig Fight the Flat Earth, these losers, Professor Dave, whoever out there does the flat earth debunking for a living, these guys can't say that these are government shills. It will ruin their whole narrative. They can't say that. They have to say that these are regular stupid people who are just stupid and crazy. Let me tell you what, Mark Sargent is not just a regular stupid crazy person who believes that the earth is flat. No. Deep inside the rabbit's butthole, David Weiss is not just a regular stupid guy who thinks that the earth is flat. No, he's a millionaire who's making bank on a flat earth app right now. So we can't just say that this is just a regular dude who just is stupid, thinks the earth is flat. So let me map it out for you. I'm going to actually have to map it for you so that it's not just my words, it's actually written. Let me find a piece of paper. There we go. All right. Old school style. We're going to write this down. All right. So we'll go Mark Sargent, F.E. Kids Show. All right, so you got Mark Sargent doing the F.E. Kids Show. What else did Mark Sargent do? He did the Flat Earth Hit Piece documentary. So both those two things. It's pretty bad. All right. So who else does stuff with kids? Oh, that's right. Jaronism has a show called The Baby Truther Show where he has kids and babies dancing in the intro. And then he has girls like Kelsey shaking her butt and showing off her tatas and stuff. Questionable women who might be men. So let's go ahead and put Jaronism down here on the list. He's got Baby Truther Show. Oh, and he was in the same documentary with Mark Sargent. How about that? Little connection there. F.E. Doc for Jaron. Okay. Okay, so now we have Mark Sargent and Jaronism. Mark Sargent has the Flat Earth Kids show. Jaronism has the Baby Truther show. Both of them in the same documentary on Netflix. All right, let's continue. All right, we got... Let's go a little lower tier, but still a very popular Flat Earth shill. Nathan Thompson. Nathan Thompson was arrested for flat smacking children. Flat smack arrest for flat smacking kids. All right. And he was in the same documentary. Oh, how about that? He was in the exact same documentary. Okay, so now we got 3 guys on the list. Mark Sargent, Jaronism, and Nathan Thompson. Nathan Thompson arrested for getting up on a fence and screaming at children at an elementary school. So he was arrested for flat smacking children. And he was in the same documentary with Jaron and Mark Sargent. Okay, you following? All right. Let's go. All right. We'll go Eric Dubay, not in the Flat Earth documentary. Give him that. But has a children's book. Has a popular Flat Earth children's book. Uses the same map as all these other guys. So now we have Eric Dubay on the list. He wasn't in the Flat Earth documentary, but he has a children's book. Has a children's book. So we got Mark Sargent, of course, has the Flat Earth Kids show. Jaronism, Baby Truther show. Nathan Thompson, arrested for flat smacking kids. And we got Eric Dubay with the children's book. All right. All right. You also got ODD TV here. Convicted sex offender. All right. Convicted sex offender. And he goes to the same conferences and is performed at Flattoberfest. Went to a lot of the same conferences as these guys. All right. Who else is in the mix here? Oh yeah, David Weiss. David Weiss has the FE app, the Flat Earth Friend Finder app, which is based around the debunked AE map. David Weiss runs a stream with ODD and Jaron. Okay. So now we got David Weiss on the list. He, of course, runs a stream with ODD where they shill the Flat Earth Friend Finder. David Weiss has this Flat Earth Friend Finder based on the debunked AE map.
And so he generates money on each person that signs up. And through the terms of service, you basically sign over the rights to your phone to Mr. David Weiss. So then he has access to your information. He, of course, can data mine you, steal your information, sell it, do all kinds of evil stuff. So all these guys basically tied together under the same map. And this, I could go on. I could even do more names, but there's just a basic, easy shill list right there for you. And you can connect all these guys back to each other in one way or another. Oh yeah, don't forget Bob Nodell, of course, Globebusters. All right, don't want to forget Bob Nodell in the same with Nathan Thompson. With he was holding a globe in the documentary, and he said that he tested the Earth's rotation with his gyro, and that he found that it rotates at 15 degrees. And so basically these guys are actors who have drugged the flat earth through the mud over and over and over and over again. And yet their fans, I don't know how they still have them, their subscribers, give them a pass and still listen to them to this day. And so my question is, how and why do these guys still have a fan club after all these years of failure, lies, and deceit? How stupid are these supposed woke flat earthers who are getting behind this crew? I mean, if you just go watch the documentary Behind the Curve, you should come to the same conclusion. Holy shit, these guys are actors and shills. How did I ever fall for them? Yet they still have people showing up and listening to them. A semi-sizable audience. And so it's my duty to point this out to you guys, because it's clear as day to me. And it's a subject that actually is near and dear to me, because this world not being a spinning ball is what led me to think outside the box in ways that I never have before. So the subject of the flat earth, the earth being not a spinning ball, it is a very near and dear subject to my heart. It is what truly opened up my mind. My mind was not opened when I lived on a spinning ball shooting in outer space, thinking that there were stars out there with other planets and aliens and all that stuff. My mind was not free, and my mind was freed, and I was able to think outside the box and use my brain in a new way that I never had before. The minute I started thinking that the earth might not be a spinning ball. And when I came to the conclusion that it definitely is not a spinning ball shooting around in outer space, my mind started tingling with new information and possibilities. I could feel tingling sensations that were pleasurable. And so this way of thinking is near and dear to me. And so when I see shills, no good, lying, scammers, mucking up a subject that is near and dear to my heart, well, I have to be the one who steps up and socks them in the face verbally through these videos, while a bunch of you are too sissy to step up and say anything. Am I the only one man enough to say anything? Am I the only one with eyes to see? I don't see any other truther channels stepping up and blowing this out of the water. You know who else the only other guy I see talking about this right now is IPS, Infinite Plane Society, Infinite Plane Radio. He's talking about it. Who else? Another channel, a tiny channel called Tony It's Time to Wake Up. Or like two of the only guys I've seen actually mention any of this. That's it. And everyone else, Jake, we have more important things to talk about. Like the Pokerooski. So we don't want to hear about flat earth shills. All right. Well, we'll stop talking about them and we'll talk about the poker. Has anything changed since you? No, except maybe they added a fifth booster. Is that what you want to know? Hey guys, now there's a fifth booster. I want you to take a fifth Pokerooski. There you go. Now you're updated with Pokerooski news. So anytime anyone's like, hey, that's not important, Jake. You should be talking about something that's more important, like the jab. All right. Are you going to get it? Has anything changed since yesterday for you when it comes to the jab and what me and you know? Have you learned anything since yesterday about the jab that has changed your whole life that you need me to cover right now? Then it's pretty much the same shit with this too, isn't it? It's the same shit with this too. And a whole bunch of conjecture, right? We don't even know anymore. Like I heard people say that after 6 months of getting this, we're going to start seeing people just falling over dead all over the world. And that hasn't happened. There's people that have gotten quadruple boosted and they still haven't fallen over and died yet. And so we can find ourselves going in circles talking about this, still not really getting anywhere. There's actually a clump of mushroom spores floating around in there. A big old clump of mushroom spores floating around in there. If anybody wonders why I have this big old needle, it's for inoculating jars of rice or grain and to grow mushrooms. And it's great as a prop, a stage prop, so that I don't have to say this. I use it as a stage prop. Everybody knows what I'm talking about, and then I don't have to say the word over and over again. But there's always somebody like, why do you have that? That's not for shooting up in your body. That's for shooting up jars like this. But that's for another video. So there's always somebody trying to derail me whenever I'm calling out the shills, and they say, don't give these shills any attention. Jake, don't talk about the shills. Jake, you're causing division in the cult community. Too bad. I feel it's my duty to call out these assholes for dragging the flat earth subject through the mud, the subject of the earth not being a spinning ball in outer space. It might not even be flat, but we know it's not a spinning ball in outer space, what they tell us. Mainstream science is lying to us. They lie to us about a lot of stuff. Our very history of where we come from, who we are, the human life form is lied about by mainstream science. And so when I see shills dragging a subject like the shape of the earth through the mud, I take it personal. I have a personal vendetta against these shills who've taken a subject that's near and dear to me and drug it through the damn mud and started this cult, a cult of followers who are a bunch of tard muffins who want to listen to David Weiss and Jaron and download their flat earth friend finder so they can be spied on and have their data mined, stolen. Idiots. And here I am, the real truther, doing the real truth work, and I still have people who are like, I don't like the flat earth drama because it's drama. I'm leaving. So you can't win for losing whenever you're trying to expose a shill, because there's always somebody trying to be like, I don't want to know about shills. I only want to know about the earth being flat, not shills. Ugh. And that's why the shills run wild. That's why they have an empire built. That's why they have this app set up. That's why they're still running with that map. It's because people are still listening listening to bullshit. They're still falling for the same bullshit. And so, hopefully you start to realize, check it out, Mark Sargent has a Flat Earth Kids show. He was in a Flat Earth documentary that was a hit piece. Jeranism failed a Flat Earth experiment in that same documentary. He has the Baby Truther show with kids dancing. Nathan Thompson in the same Flat Earth documentary. He got arrested for flat smacking children. All right. Then you have David Weiss, who has the Flat Earth tracking app based on the Debunk AE map. And he runs a stream with ODD TV, sex offender, who also pushes the AE map. And he's also got a bunch of Illuminati symbolism that he wears, pyramids and eyeballs and stuff like that. And then you got Bob Nodell, who is in the Flat Earth hit piece documentary, Jaren's right-hand man. He's a mod in the chat for David Weiss and for Jaren and for ODD. So he donates and moderates in chat. So all these guys know each other. And then you have an outsider, Eric Dubé, over in Thailand, who reads a script, promotes the NWO death diet, the vegan diet, and he wears dresses like a ladyboy. And, what does he have? A children's book. A children's book. So if you think he's not included with these shills, oh yes he is. NWO death diet promoting, dress wearing, shill. All the way. Got himself a children's book. So what's the end game? Where's it going? Where's it going? Here's my opinion. I'm going to break it down for you right now. They ain't trying to wake up children. It ain't about waking up children. You want to know what this is about? MSM, mainstream media, hit piece. I see it in my head. Flat earthers are targeting children. It seems that these flat earthers are now using this application to target children, and then they could, you understand that they could easily take clips from this flat earth show right here and absolutely horrify America.
Look, it's flying backwards. Is that strange to you?
Right?
Give best friend who no can live without cookies. Give that best friend a cookie. But if friendship mean nothing. Okay. Here's your cookie. One measly cookie? A piece like that deserve at least 5 cookies. I only have 1 cookie. Okay. In that case, me settle. Hum dum 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 dum. Hum dum 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 dum.
Right? I don't know how they're getting away with using Sesame Street characters like that. So check it out. You got this Flat Earth Kids show. So imagine the mainstream media running this and saying, crazy lunatic flat earthers who were in the documentary Behind the Curve are making children's content targeting your children. And then they show a clip of that, right? If they show a clip of this on the news.
The world is flat. Hey, you. Yeah? Yo, I'm talking to you. And when the Don talks, well, you better listen. Or else. Okay, let's go. If you like fairy tales and your brain is small, you might also think water sticks to a ball. If that's you, you're probably easily fooled. The type that needs a life jacket in a 4-foot.
Dude, that guy's like 10 times better than ODD. Like that, the production level here, this is crazy good for a Flat Earth children's show. And so, again, I think mainstream media could have a field day running with this. And it's going to be tied back to guys like Mark Sargent, who are showing it on his channel and promoting it. This is bad news, in my opinion, for Flat Earth. The terms flat and earth it would be bad news if the mainstream media was going to run a piece about how flat earthers are targeting children. And then they can have some scumbag like Joe Rogan talk about it on his show. Oh, yeah, did you hear? Yeah, flat earthers are going after children now. It's crazy. Yeah. Dude, I saw this Flat Earth Kids show. Oh my God, it was the most cringy thing ever. That's all it would take is for a guy like Joe Rogan to say he saw this Flat Earth Kids show. And then 2-3 million people would easily go check it out and be like, what? These people, these flat earthers need to be stopped. You understand where they could go with this? And so I can't say for sure that's what's going to happen or anything. I'm just giving you an example of how this could be used to absolutely drag the subject through the mud. And here's what it comes down to. It comes down to the shape of the world. That's what the important subject is. Is it a bigger ball? Is it a stationary ball? Is it not a ball? Is it concave? What in the hell? Is it a computer simulation? Do we live in the Matrix? What in the hell is this place? I like having a serious conversation about it, but I can't have a serious conversation about it, it seems, with hardly anybody in the world except for you guys, because the subject has been driven into the mud and then flushed down the toilet, basically. And so I'm here trying to dig it out of the gutter, take it, pull it out of the sewage, clean the shit off of the subject, and still have ourselves a serious discussion on what this place could possibly be and how does it actually work. What the hell is the sun? What the hell is the moon? What the hell are the stars? Do we live under a dome? Is there really an ice wall that surrounds us? These topics, and it's been gatekept by the worst shills imaginable. And so there's hardly any people who even want to talk about the subject anymore seriously because it's been absolutely gatekept and destroyed. And meanwhile, when you try to bring it up, now there's people like, why are we talking about this? It's old. Let's talk about the jab. So the subject, as I said, it's still near and dear to me. You guys, I started this channel as Flat Earth Asshole, but I had a premonition back in 2017-18 that I should ditch the Flat Earth term. And now, after seeing what happened to the subject, it makes all the sense in the world. So that intuition, it seemed like it came to me from God through like it was my intuition and it came from God. It was like something hit me like change your name, get rid of the Flat Earth moniker. And at the time it bothered a lot of people when I was Flat Earth Asshole and I changed my name to Jake the Asshole. And it bothered a lot of people like, why did you change your name? Some people even unsubbed. You change your name. I don't like you anymore. Guys, this was the reason. I just had a premonition that some shit like this was going to happen.
Every time you look at the horizon, you see curves on both ends like it's smiling. It's okay if you can't see straight lines. Bet you have a hard time parking your car every time. I mean, I get it. Science is taught at an early age. It happens in the development stage. Science class will tell you the earth is round. History class tells you how the earth is found. Minus Native American.
Words and production involved here. They didn't just do that in an hour or two. They didn't just have a bag of puppets and say, hey, let's just do a kids show. No, like the amount of work that went into this, that's the scary part. There's a lot of work that went into this. Why? What for? So I wanted to break this news to you. Flat Earth Red Alert. Beep, beep. They're making cringy, weirdo Flat Earth content that's actually very well produced, if that makes sense. Like, I'm not going to sit here and even try and talk shit about the editing and the music production. Like, that rap music, That's, like I said, that's better than all of Eric Dubé's rap songs. If you go listen to Eric Dubé's rap songs, it sounds like Eric Dubé sat in front of a computer himself and just shout out his own terrible rap songs. Whereas this seems like they hired Fiverr rappers and actually paid some dudes who actually have some skill and some know-how. Because like that one right there, they actually have this mobster style beat, and then this guy using like a mobster style accent to deliver these rhymes. You can't just do that in 5-10 minutes. You can't just be like, oh, I'm gonna write out a mobster style children's flat earth rap and then find a mobster style rap beat and then lay it down, edit it up all just perfectly, oh, and then add a puppet to it. Think about it.
Around the compass, because NASA has animations and Photoshop, so they can lie to your face and your eyes in one shot. But don't take in everything that I say. Just ask yourself, can you see the sun and the moon in the same day?
See? So the quality of the puppets, the quality of the editing and the music and all of the voices, why and where in the hell is the money coming from to do all that? I'm not believing for a second a group of flat earth dudes got together out of the goodness of their heart and did that because they love children and the flat earth so much. No, 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 no. So what in the hell are they planning on doing with that? And why is Mark Sargent, one of the flat earth OGs on YouTube, getting behind that? We don't ever see Mark Sargent anymore. From him anymore. Nowadays, the top flat earth shills David Weiss. Like lately, in my opinion, the top flat earth shill is David Weiss because he's the one pushing the app. Dubé anymore. Dubé is completely handled. He's a character over there in Thailand who reads a script. And so basically, you never see the dude like coming out and exposing any of this. You don't see him exposing any of these dudes the way I am. You don't see him coming out and having a live stream shooting the shit with his subs. Never seen him do any activism out on the streets. So if you look at the flat earth subject as a whole, it's been gate-kept into the toilet, and there's a reason why there's hardly any people making new flat earth content. There's a reason why there's hardly any newcomers who are firing up a camera anymore. It's because the subject has been gate-kept and put into the damn toilet effectively. Lucas DeBroke says you're doing God's work, Jake. Hey, thank you. You know, sometimes that's what motivates me, is just having a feeling of inside that I'm going to fight the bad guys. I'm going to expose the evil ones. And I'm not just doing it for views or money. I'm doing it because it feels like the right thing to do. It feels like I was put here with these talents to expose this. ATBAFE says the flat earth cult of believers in the model as impossible as a globe earth are. A perfect example of woke is a joke. Yeah, the people who use that AE map and model, they believe that they have it all figured out. And so something as simple as like, oh, the North Pole is the center. Well, have you been to the center? Have you been to the ice wall? Oh, you can't go to the ice wall because the government will shoot you. Okay, but what about the North Pole? Have you been to the North Pole? No flat earther that you know has ever went to the North Pole, and that's the center of the map. So the center of the map, the center point, they can't even tell you what's there. If you ask flat earthers who believe in the AE map, what's at the center, some of them will tell you Mount Meru. Others will tell you it's like an ice, it's just a piece of ice and that there's no actual pole and that it actually is a magnetic pole like mainstream science says. So some flat earthers believe that there's a magnetic pole there and that there's ice there and an actual invisible magnetic pole. And then other flat earthers believe that Mount Meru is there, or that there's like a hole in the center and then the water's going into the hole. The oceans are like dumping into a hole. So they don't even know what's at the middle of the map. Yet they want to tell you that that's what the map is, but they don't know what's in the middle. Do you understand that I'm honest with you? I tell you that I know it's not that, and I've never been to the North Pole, and I've never been to the ice wall, but with the information given to me and where the sun comes up and goes down and the amount of daylight hours, things I can actually verify, the AE map fails. So using things I can verify, such as daylight hours, the movement of the sun, and the shape of the continents and how big they are, the AE map is wrong in several instances, provably. And so I'm the only one out of the flat earth group that had a big enough channel to point this out and actually get the flat earth cult community to stop and take a look at it. And of course, the shills couldn't have me debunking their map, so they had to protect it with everything they got, because that's their job. So it's their job to protect that map. So they're not allowed to have the same opinion as me and say, you know what, Jake's right, the AE map is bunk and we don't know what it is. So they can't hold the same opinion as me. And it doesn't just go with the map, it goes with other gate-kept subjects as well. For instance, eating raw meat. You don't see any of these guys eat raw meat. None of those guys. In fact, most of them will tell you veganism is the way to go. Eric Dubé, vegan. Nathan Thompson, vegan. All right. David Weiss, I saw promoting trail mix on his videos. Promoting trail mix. Trail mix is dried fruit, peanuts, and candy. Trail mix is garbage. So basically, I'm the only one out of all these shills who will tell you to eat raw meat. So when you look at the fact that I have debunked the AE map, I'm honest with you and I don't tell you that I know for sure what shape it is, and I eat raw meat, and I'm the healthiest looking one out of all those dudes. I'm the healthiest looking one out of all those dudes. What does it tell you? Yeah, somebody in chat, Confused Ape says, primetime Alex Stein eats plant-based fake meats. He doesn't only eat the fake meat, he supports it and promotes it. He makes videos about it. He makes content telling you how wonderful Impossible Meat tacos are, Impossible burgers are. What a psychopath. What an evil piece of shit. And this is Jaren's right-hand man, of course, Alex Stein, because of course he's a retard comedian who I guess Jaren thinks is going to bring in the children or bring in new viewers. And of course this guy promotes the evil NWO death diet. Dr. E. Vale says, do Alex Stein, Jake. I love it.
Primetime 99! Primetime 99 in the house on the grind all the time. Primetime 99 grind all the time. Alex Stein. You guys, my mom died. I was so sad when my mom died, but the reason she died was to get away from me. Because of Primetime 99 on the grind all the time. That's right. Got back snake in the Lone Star. Vaccinate your mom, vaccinate your dad, vaccinate your kid, vaccinate the dad. Vaccinate me all day long, vaccinate me in a song. Ah! Primetime Grind 99.
There you go. Ta-da! Lucas DeBroke. No, I have not looked into the Kabooter plop syndrome. I'm stubborn sometimes, and people tell me to look into stuff, and I say, "Yeah, I'm gonna look into that," and then I totally don't do it. And then instead, I smoke a bowl and take Rusty for a walk, and then I watch a bunch of garbage on YouTube, and then I pass out, and then repeat the process. So I'm sorry I haven't looked into that yet. It's on my list of things to look into, but I haven't yet. All right. If you guys want some of the world famous Richie from Boston, you're going to have to come correct with that super cheddar. If nobody comes correct with the super cheddar, then we're not going to do my world famous Richie from Boston impression. Now you might ask yourself, Jake, you want us to pay for your Richie from Boston impression? Yes. I'm the best Richie from Boston impressionist in the world. I'm said to be more Richie than Richie these days. And so if you want to see the best, you're going to have to come correct with the super chat cheddar. And if nobody comes correct with it, then I'm going to save the impression for another day. Maybe over on my backup channel where they appreciate stuff like that. And the funny thing is, over on BitChute, I posted my impression of Richie, and people over there got pissed because that's where Richie uploads his videos. So if you want to watch current Richie from Boston videos, he uploads them over on BitChute, and so I uploaded my impression of Richie on BitChute, and I got a bunch of hate. So there's a diehard Richie audience, which I don't understand why he has such a diehard huge audience, because he doesn't really bring any huge truth to the table. He basically is just a blowhard hawking a bunch of crap powder food. All right, we got a donation from Praying Lion. Says, thanks for being here for us. All right, so we got that super chat donation coming in. All right, got another super chat. Says, I got 5 on Richie. All right, you guys.
Hey YouTube, how's it going? Richie from Boston here. So we're headed into February, the coldest month of the year. I'm staying with a nice couple here in Virginia. It is cold. As you know, there is this and then there is that. And so I'm staying here with a nice couple in Virginia. They took this vaccine. I don't have the heart to tell them that they probably poisoned themselves, but anywho, so I'm staying at their house. They're really nice people. They let me stay here. I'm gonna be selling my truck. As God says, do not let thy possessions rule thy. And so I'm selling my truck. If you want to buy my truck, comment down below. I'm going to be removing all the cool parts. So once I remove all the cool things that I installed inside there, I'm going to be selling the truck. We can't keep these possessions forever. So also you can get 20% off the Patriot Food Supply. You should be buying as much Patriot Food Supply as you can. If you haven't stocked your cupboards with Patriot Food Supply, when the food runs out, you're going to wish that you did. And so I, of course, get paid each time you use my promo code and you buy through me. So that's why I want you to buy as much as you can. So if you don't buy as much Patriot Food Supply as you can, then I don't make money. And so if you want to be as healthy as me, you need to be ordering the Patriot food supply, and you need to use my link down below. So, as they say, there is this and there is that, but I digress. So, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, or don't. And I'm out.
Ta-da! There you go. That is updated Richie from Boston there. Skipsky 100 says, "You're a good man, bro. 420 time." Hey, I would, but I rent an office here, and other people who rent offices here have complained multiple times about the smell, and so I quit smoking weed here in the office. So I still smoke outside, but I no longer smoke inside. There were multiple complaints, and for the time being, I'm just going to not smoke in the office and just smoke outside. And it also can possibly take away from my credibility when I'm whipping out a bong, every 30 minutes or so. So I'm not going to smoke on camera as much, but just so you know, I'm still smoking plenty off camera. But that doesn't stop you from smoking. So you can feel free to smoke up as much as you want. Just because I'm not puffing away here in the office doesn't mean that you can't still puff away. So feel free to puff it up on my behalf. And just know when the stream ends, I'm definitely going to head outside and puff it up. And Dr. E. Vales, thank you for your donation. I don't want to miss anybody's donations. John M. Gannon says, "Gleason's map is a map of time in comparison to your location, and it is 100% verifiable, and I have found it works without fail. If you know its limitations and capabilities, there is no map of Earth." You're wrong, bro. It's got continents and countries that are stretched out, and the distances are wrong. For instance, Australia on the AE map is bigger across than the United States, but the United States is actually, in reality, bigger across than Australia, because the United States, you can drive from one side to the other, and you can actually see on your odometer that you drove 3,000 miles, and then you look up on Google, and it says that the United States is 3,000 miles across. And then when you look at the AE map, it shows that Australia is longer than the United States, and then you look up how big Australia is, 2,500 miles. So it's 500 miles less than the United States, but somehow stretch longer on the AE map. And that's not the only case. South America, you have a big stretch going on in South America. And basically, the map not only has distance errors, the sunrise and sunsets don't match properly. The sun during November and December, especially, you can see it rising clearly out of the southeast and setting to the southwest. And that means it's not going around in a circle year round. So basically, the sun's path doesn't line up. And then also daylight hours doesn't work. Ushuaia, down at the bottom of South America, the southernmost city in South America, down at the very tippity tip near the supposed ice wall, Antarctica, it gets 17 and a half to 18 hours of sunlight during December. And this time of year right now, basically, they're getting 17 hours of sunlight. And you can verify this with people who live there and with cameras that are located in Ushuaia. So the sun cannot go around the outer perimeter of an AE map and light up Ushuaia 17 hours at this time of year. What your problem's going to be is the sun's going to be over on the other side of your pizza pie map, and Ushuaia is still going to be daylight, and they're still going to be seeing the sun. And the sunrise and sunset angles aren't going to match at the same time. So David Weiss's app is going to have the sun up at the northern part of the map. Let's say it's going to be in a much northerly setting. The sun will be on the AE map, David Weiss's app. Meanwhile, when you go to timeanddate.com, it's going to be rising out of the southeast and setting to the southwest. Completely different position. And so if you look at the Mercator map that they're using on timeanddate.com, the distances are correct, and the size of the countries are correct, and the daylight hours are correct, and this the sunrise and sunset angles are correct. Now you have the dilemma of the sun going through the west and then starting back over in the east again. So now you have your, of course, your Pac-Man sun dilemma, which is a lot for people to wrap their minds around. And so, and then of course, if you go north, do you pop back out in the south? That I can't answer for you. So I don't know for sure which map is correct. I find problems with all sorts of different maps that were given, but the circle one definitely fails. And also, all the shills use it. So, Mister, you think it's 100% verifiable? Then how come it always gets debunked? How come it always fails? That's a time chart. FPV Angel says dilemma cured in the APM model, Jake. It's questionable to me because I've asked simple things about like how are they seeing 24-hour daylight model on a rectangle map, and I'm not quite getting answers that quite make sense to me. And then when I go over to the FPV Angel channel, it's just like a 24-hour stream running that's got so much different stuff that's not pertaining to the Earth or the map or the model. And so to try to like go through the big long nonstop stream and locate exactly like what answers my question, it's sometimes I can't quite find the answers that I'm looking for. And so I'm yet to be properly satisfied with anybody's answers as far as like if I go to the north part of the map, do I pop back out at the south part of the map? If I go in the corner, do I pop out up at this corner? So I've racked my brain trying to figure out the shape of the Earth, and I realized the limitations in that I can only trust people uh, to a certain degree. FPV Angel says no, it's not a Pac-Man. Okay, so if you're saying that it goes into portals or whatever, but I'm saying if I, Jacob, go to the north part of your map, to the North Pole, what is there? What's at the North Pole? What is it? And how do you know for sure, FPV Angel? Did you go there? So you have to be honest with yourself. Did you verify this yourself before you tell me you know what's at the North Pole, or that you can go up to the north and pop back out at the south through a portal or whatever? What's at the North Pole, FPV Angel? And if I go to the top of your map up here, do I pop back out at the bottom or not? If I go north on your map, do I pop back out at the bottom? And what is at the North Pole? What are the compasses pointing at on your map? And then we also have someone mentioning concave Earth. Here's my biggest problem with concave Earth. China's up there. According to concavers, you can get inside of a rocket, and if you were to blast through the celestial sphere that's above your head, then you could go to China in a rocket going upwards. Oh, and you walk on the walls due to compression. So instead of gravity, you're compressed up against the walls. walking up the walls. And the sun comes down in the morning and goes up at night, but it looks reversed to you because of magic. And so, yes, I know there's old pictures of the earth being concave. There's old pictures of the earth being flat. And there's old pictures of the earth being a ball. So there's lots of old pictures and old maps out there. So what? So there's always somebody that wants to show me old ass maps of a concave. But there's old ass flat maps and old ass globe maps. And then there's heart shaped maps and all sorts of funky shapes. There's heart shaped maps out there. All right, maps have no sun or light. Noon is correct all over. None that is on any map, day or night. Noon is correct. Land is only put in between where noon is. I'm not quite sure what you're trying to say exactly, but thank you. FPV Angel says, whatever it is that attracts a compass, I would not expect you to appear in the south, but keep going north. Okay. So you're admitting you don't know where the needle goes to, like what the North Pole is. And then on your map, you don't know if you go north, if you're going to pop back out down here. See, that's what I don't know, is if we're just being contained in a certain area and they're doing everything they can to basically contain us in, like a bunch of zoo animals. So I almost look at it like we're a bunch of zoo animals and just as I say that, it says my connection is unstable. Just as I said that.
Hey, Rusty.
This episode of Jake Truth is brought to you by Raw Milk. I don't know where to tell you to go get raw milk because everybody has a different policy in their state or their country. Here in California, you can buy raw milk. Check this out. Look at the ingredients. Ingredients. Raw milk. So, here in California, you can get raw milk. I know where there's a farm that I can go right to the farm and get it for $5 a gallon. If you go to a grocery store that sells it, or a specialty health store, you can get it for maybe $10 a gallon. And there's grocery stores like Sprouts. I've seen it for $15 and $16 a gallon. So basically, at $10 a gallon, $15 a gallon, we're at double, triple the cost of gasoline. Think about that. Gasoline is about $4, depending where you live in the country. $4, maybe $5 if you live in a big city like Los Angeles or San Francisco or something. So $4 or $5 for gasoline. This was $10 that I paid for it. And then over at Sprouts, it's $15 to $16. So imagine paying triple the cost for a gallon of gasoline for raw milk. So if you want to find raw milk, I suggest you get on Google and you search for raw milk near you, and you might find that there's a farm or a collective or somewhere or a specialty health food store that sells it. But expect to pay top dollar. In fact, Rusty likes it too. I'm gonna pour him some. So I give it to Rusty too. When he finishes drinking the milk, I'll have Rusty make an appearance. So yeah, raw milk. I highly recommend it. Now imagine that it costs double to triple the amount of a regular gallon of milk. So a regular gallon of milk goes for like $3-4. Easily triple the cost. You know why? Because it's the good shit, man. Rusty just drank some. Come here. Come on. Come on. Speaking of Roosties, there he is. There's the good dog. There's the wolf cow.
Rusty, there's the Woofy. He drinks milk. He drinks raw milk, and he is a good dog. Yes, he is. His name is Rusty. Rusty, good dog. Rusty is a good boy. Drinking lots of raw milk. Drinking all the raw milk for you and me.
Rusty paws. Mwah. Look at that cute damn dog. Dogs just don't get cuter than that. Matt89 says, what breed is Rusty? Well, there was this giant dog orgy. There was a giant dog orgy with like 20, 30 really good dogs. And Rusty is the end result to that giant dog orgy. No, I'm kidding. I wasn't there. Mass One says, my little bear is 12 years old and his health is declining. Yeah, it's sad that dogs don't live as long as humans. It's sad that they only live like 10, 15 years or so, and then their health just rapidly declines. That's sad. George Carlin had a good piece about dogs. He's like, man, I've had me a lot of good dogs. Life is like a series of dogs. And it is, if you're a dog person and you keep getting a dog, if like once your dog dies, you go get another one. Or maybe you have multiple dogs. It's like your life can be looked at as like an era of a dog, you know? So for 10, 15 years, you'll have, you know, Skippy. And then the next 10, 15 years, you got Buddy. Then the next 10, 15 years, you got Luke or whatever the hell you name your dog. And so you can look back. So before I had Rusty, I had a dog named Buddy, and he was a border collie, Australian Shepherd mix. Super smart, but he was like wound up, had a lot of energy, and he was questionable with other dogs. Sometimes he would like attack other dogs, and then people who were scared, he would key in on it and bark at them. So my last dog was actually more problematic than Rusty, whereas Rusty's just super chill. Like he's just laying down. He just chills out. And so he doesn't like constantly beg me or jump all over me. He doesn't like bark a lot and make a ton of noise. So he's super chill. And so now that I've had a dog that's super duper chill and awesome, it'll be rough to like just go buy another dog and deal with another dog's personality, because I'm so used to Rusty's personality. So whenever I do deal with somebody else's dog, it's like, your dog's annoying. My dog's way cooler than yours. God, I won't buy another dog if they are annoying like that. So now that I've had Rusty, he's basically spoiling me, just being like the most awesome dog ever. Mike Green says, who is the first person to convince everyone else to drink milk from another animal? Hey, good question. I've heard that thought brought up before. Like, who thought that you want to suck on a cow's udder? Well, if you think about it, if humans suck on boobs, a woman's boob, right? To get the mother's milk, and mother's milk is nutritious. Once you grow old enough to figure out that mother's milk is nutritious, and then you see other animals doing the same thing and giving milk, then it's not too far of a stretch of an imagination for a person to think, okay, well, mother's milk is creamy and nutritious from a human. I wonder what it would be like from that large bovine creature. So I guess if you see a horse, or not a horse, but a cow nursing from another cow, it just might cross your mind that if you could get your hand on that bovine creature's udder and get some of that creamy goodness, it might taste good. And here's the thing. Once they did, they found out it does taste good. And furthermore, I've seen examples of animals like a pig, for instance, let a dog suck on its pig udder along with a bunch of other little piglets. Have you guys ever seen the video where like a bunch of pigs are all nursing, and then there's one puppy that randomly gets to suck on the pig's udder? And so, or I've seen examples of dogs drinking cow's milk from the udder and nursing. And so, if in the animal world, other animals will drink other animals' milk, and milk, when you break it down, it's basically fat, right? It's this liquid fat and protein, which are building blocks of life. So once you figure out that milk is basically fat and protein, and then you figure out all the awesome stuff you can do with it, such as make cheese, right? Think of all the awesome cheeses. Ice cream. I've never made homemade ice cream, but I hear if you make homemade ice cream with raw milk, that you'll blow your own mind. I've never done it, but I hear it's awesome. I've also heard if you churn your own butter from raw milk and make your own butter, that it's mind-blowing awesome. I've never done that either. I'm too lazy to do it. I just drink the damn shit. I've never actually sat here and churned up my own butter.
Never churned my own butter. Ooh, yeah, churn my own butter. Ooh, yeah, butter.
Just kidding. So, I'm the only flat earther. I don't even call myself a flat earther. I'm more of a globe denialist. No. I'm more of an earth shape questionist. I'm an earth shape questionist. Yeah. I'm the only one that I know of in this in the YouTube content making game that promotes raw milk and raw meat eating. So if you look at the shills who I bust, not one of them drinks raw milk or eats raw meat. Think about that. Mark Sargent doesn't drink raw milk or eat raw meat. Nathan Thompson is a vegan. Eric Dubé is a vegan. Jaronism doesn't eat raw meat or drink raw milk. Neither does David Weiss. In fact, David Weiss and Jaron promote trail mix. Garbage food. And then you look at a guy like Richie from Boston. Dude looks terrible. And then he promotes powdered Patriot food supply. He doesn't tell you to drink raw milk and eat raw meat. That's what Richie from Boston should be doing. Richie from Boston should be eating raw meat and drinking raw milk. He would look a lot better.
But I digress.
All right. So, you guys having fun? If you're having fun here, please hit the thumbs up on this stream. Maybe I'll continue a little bit more. Jake808 says, so many truthers sleep on their own health. Indeed. What is it about these supposed truthers that they don't want to take care of their own body. And they'll even go as far as to promote a vegan death diet, which will actually cause your body to cannibalize itself. You'll start cannibalizing your own fat and your own muscle tissue. If you don't eat protein and animal fat, and you just keep pumping yourself full of fruits and veggies and carbs, your body will cannibalize your own muscle tissue and your own fat. Sukhjit Dahami, that's a cool name. Sukhjit Dahami, I hope I'm saying that right, and probably not, says, yep, exactly right, Jake. I know, totally right, Sukh Jahami. Cat I Am Gypsy Goddess and Spellbreaker says, hi, Jake, sorry I'm late. You better be sorry, Cat I Am Gypsy Goddess and Spellbreaker, and don't ever let it happen again. Otherwise, you know what'll happen to you. Just kidding. Or am I? No, I'm just kidding. Hi, welcome to the stream. You basically missed everything. But the cool thing about a live stream is after I finish the stream, you can just go back and watch it from the beginning again. It won't be live, but you'll get to catch up on anything you missed. Spherish says, Jake, have you tried raw chicken yet? Yeah, but I don't like the consistency of raw chicken as much. And a long time ago, I got grossed out by goopy rotting chicken. So like goopy rotting raw chicken, like one time, like it just grossed me out a long time ago. And so I actually prefer the taste of cooked chicken. I like my chicken to be like well done even. So I don't even like rare chicken. I like my chicken to be well done, and I just like the cooked on flavor of chicken. And so I still enjoy cooked meats. Same with pork. If it's like some organic pork and it's not slimy or anything, then I don't mind giving it a bite. But like I notice when it comes to eating raw meat, I love eating beef or fish cuts. Well, it depends on the fish cut, but I love the raw beef flavor. But I'm not huge on some of the other cuts. And then I tried lamb raw, and it tasted similar to beef, just a little bit more gamey. And so I prefer beef. It just has this texture that is very pleasing to me. And so that's of course my favorite. If I'm going to eat raw, I go for the beef. And so I know there are cuts out there that are more healthy even like liver, but I just don't care for the flavor as much. So I hear, you know, for the most bang for the buck, that liver is going to give you the most nutrients, most minerals, and the most it's the healthiest choice. But I just personally don't like that minerally taste that much, and so I'll eat like a steak instead raw, even though it's said that the liver is going to be more healthy. So I don't go out of my way to like eat every single piece of meat raw. I still enjoy cooked meat. So I still enjoy like cooking up a stew, for instance. So even though I enjoy raw beef, I'll still cook up a stew. In fact, some I bought some of these roasts, or these round roasts, because they were on sale. And so I'll freeze up some of these round roasts and then just throw them in a crock pot, do like a stew. Now I know that cooking destroys the meat, but I like the taste of stew. And so I'm not going to like stop eating stew or stop barbecuing. So I still enjoy the taste of barbecued beef and barbecued steaks. And I still enjoy, a crock pot roast that's been cooking in there all day. And I know that the nutrients have been diminished by cooking it, but I just like the hearty flavor of potatoes and meat that's been cooking all day in a pot. So I'm one of these guys that, like, I know raw meat is good for you and it's best to not cook it, but sometimes I'll still cook it because I like the flavor. The most important thing is to not cut meat out of your diet, to not cut animal fat out of your diet. That's the most important thing. So if you can't wrap your head around eating raw meat, if it sketches you out to eat raw meat, well, just eat. You can still eat cooked meat then. Just don't cut it out of your diet and go vegan. That's exactly what you don't want to do. There's too many examples of vegans just absolutely deteriorating into skeletons, people ruining their gut health by eating a bunch of Frankenstein GMO vegetables. I don't care if it says that they're organic. A lot of grocery store fruits and vegetables are absolutely, completely unnatural in every way, shape, or form. Because if you go out in nature, you're not going to find any of that crap. Sukhjit Dahami says, "What about seed oils? I eating Five Guys burgers, apparently cooked in peanut oil." Hey, if you're gonna do burgers, you'll want to like make them at home. If you do any fast food burger, you're gonna get additives to the meat and stuff, and you're gonna get lower quality food. There are some fast food burgers that are still tasty. I still enjoy an In-N-Out burger, Five Guys burger. I would eat that in a second. However, if you prepare it yourself, it's going to be more healthy. Furthermore, you can even, as a cheaper option, eat raw hamburger meat, like just straight up raw hamburger meat. I've even bought cheap store bought non-organic hamburger meat, the cheap shit, and ate that raw, and I was fine. And so, but the seed oils are bad. Humans are not meant to eat seeds. Most all seeds have anti-nutrients, and there are some seeds that'll make you sick. And so, eating seeds is not good for you, regardless of what you hear. So, chia seeds or whatever seeds that someone might tell you is good for you or a superfood, it isn't. In fact, I like the taste of roasted sunflower seeds, and I'll sit here and eat a handful of roasted sunflower seeds just because I like the salty flavor. But I've noticed if I eat too many roasted sunflower seeds, I start to get a stomach ache and I start to feel crappy. And so I've actually tested on myself. If I eat too many nuts and seeds, I start to feel crappy. Whereas if I eat a slab of raw beef, I don't feel sick and down and crappy. And so I've actually noticed just with my own body and eating and experimenting with nuts and seeds. Nuts and seeds are not really meant to be consumed by humans. They're not. We are actually carnivores. And so you can consume them, but the plant oils are not fat. So it's classified as fat on the package, but it's a lie. And so they lie to you on the packaging of nuts and seeds. They lie to you and say that there's fat inside there. There's no fat inside of a nut. Do you know why I know that? Because you can peel open a nut and look and open it up, crush it up. There's no fat. If you cut open your body or an animal's body, you can actually hold in your hand white gelatinous fat. So if you get, let's say, a ribeye steak, you're going to have this wonderful marbling of animal fat. And that's why they charge you so much money, is because animal fat is a building block of life that keeps you healthy. And it's quite flavorful in the meat. So basically, animal fat is a building block of life. And they try and tell you that the equivalent of animal fat is in a peanut or a seed. Bullshit. Or an avocado. I've heard people say you need to get the healthy fats like an avocado. First off, there is no fat in an avocado. It's oil. Oil is not fat. Let me repeat that. Oil isn't fat. So you have the FDA basically lying to you, and you have these packaging that's just lying to you. If you cut open an animal, you can actually hold fat in your hand. real fat. Now, grab a peanut and try and tell me that that's the same thing. No, it isn't. It's oil inside the peanut, no fat. Oh, the avocado, it's healthy fat. Oh, there is no fat. There's oil, some plant oils. So they're classifying plant oils as fat, confusing people. Confusing people. When the healthy thing is the fat. So if you wake up in the morning and you eat bacon, dripping in bacon grease, that's actually something that's healthy for you, but they've convinced people that bacon and bacon grease will clog your arteries and kill you. It's a conspiracy to make you unhealthy. They want you to be eating plants and plant oils so that you'll get unhealthy faster. Planewalker with a donation says, Jake, man, why not email me? Or do I have wrong email? You emailed me the same thing like 20 times over and over and over and over and over again. So I got a little freaked out by you, Planewalker. You emailed me the same thing like 20 times. And so you kind of sketched me out a little bit, dude. So I'll email you, I guess, in the next day or two, and hopefully you don't email me 20 times. But I did get your email, and it looked like you copy and pasted the same thing literally like 20 times. I'm also yet to hear from what's her face, Foamfoot 420. Yet to hear from her. She said she was going to contact me and then just never did. So of course, when it comes to a hot chick, Foamfoot 420, she won't contact me. And then when it comes to that guy, he emailed me the same thing 20 times. Just can't win for losing. Hod D says, well, if you eat a plate of bacon and sit in front of your TV, it's gonna clog. Oh, there's no proof that you have that if you eat bacon, it's gonna clog your arteries. You don't have any proof of that. So you got to remember that, like, these old fat guys who eat slabs of bacon and are unhealthy and have heart problems, they also probably drink a tub of soda, and they probably eat white bread and hamburger buns and tomato and lettuce and ketchup and mustard. So they probably eat all this other crap besides bacon. So whenever someone points to like some 60-year-old fat guy who eats like meat and they say, oh, well, that guy eats meat and he's some fat, unhealthy guy about to have a heart attack, they want to blame the meat. But what they don't want to blame is all the other unhealthy lifestyle choices, such as sitting in front of the TV and then all the carbs and plant oils and candy and sugar and soda. A lot of people have a soda addiction or an energy drink addiction, and they don't tell you that. And so there's guys out there who will drink 2 or 3 Monster energy drinks, and they don't realize that that's also helping you become more fat and unhealthy. And so you got to look at a person's full diet, because I've had vegans try and tell me that everyone they know who eats meat gets fat and has heart problems. And it's like, that's totally not true. Total bullshit. So I don't think that meat clogs your arteries. I think that's a myth coming to you from mainstream. Oh, look, the flat fellow, the guy who made that flat earth video is here. The flat earth fellow, or the flat fellow, says, Jake, I want to thank you for promoting the Flat Earth Kids show so much today. Took me 6 months to make that from my phone. If you want to chat about it, message me. I can show you how to make one too. Hey, you no good evil piece of shit shill. I don't believe that you did all of that by yourself on the phone. I doubt that you did all of that by yourself. And the fact that a shill, Mark Sargent, is promoting your work has my eyebrows raised even more. Furthermore, I have absolutely no reason to want to speak to you on the phone or learn anything from you. I would never make a disgusting children's flat earth show video like that. In fact, I'm here doing the opposite. I'm here exposing you. Glad you showed up. So there he is, that flat fellow. That's what he calls himself, that flat fellow. And he's thanking me for exposing his really shilly kids video. He's thanking me for promoting it. I'm exposing it here, not promoting it. Pretty much everybody here agrees with me. Nobody's going to go over there, watch it, and then show it to their kids, and then praise you or Mark Sargent. So if you think I'm promoting it and you're going to get something out of this, what you're going to get is a lot of people who agree with me, who think you're a no good piece of shit, is what's going to happen. So if you think that this attention's going to be good attention for you, you have another thing coming. I've shut down shills before. I shut down Globebusters in their tracks for a month. I shut down Jared in his tracks. I've removed cult members by the thousands. I've outed all these shills and proved it over and over again. Just like I'm proving now who you are and what you're about, flat fellow. Why would you spend 6 months to make a Flat Earth Kids show? How many kids are really going to watch that? And why are you promoting the AE map that's been debunked over and over again? Why are you trying to confuse children with a bunk map? See here, guys? And he just says, you are right. I am a shill. I am an idiot. And people will still follow me. Yeah, idiots still follow shills. That's why Mark Sargent still has people who watch him. That's why Jaron still has an audience for a baby truther show. It's because there's a bunch of shills and idiots and sickos in your flat earth cult. So here we have a flat earth child predator, a sicko with too much time on his hands, who claims to have spent 6 months making a flat earth video for children. No, Mass One, let him hang himself. Or I'm gonna unhide him. Mass One, let him hang himself. Let him say whatever he wants to say. He came here to say what he has to say. Apparently, he wants to promote his child predator flat earth show. He came here to stick up for himself. So let's see what he's got to say. So far, it ain't much. Petro Chico says YouTube logs me out when I tune in. Well, yeah, this is the most shadow banned channel that there is. This is the. Do you realize every time I upload, they remove like 50 subs, and then over the next day or two, then they'll let me have 20, 30 of them back. So basically, every time I go live or every time I post, they immediately unsub like 20, 30, 50 people. Every single time. They've frozen me essentially and won't let me grow. Will not let my sub count grow. I've heard people tell me they've been on sub 3, 4, 5 different times, that the likes disappear, they get signed out. Yeah, just another day on shilly ass YouTube on a truth channel. This doesn't happen to the shills though. They don't have these same problems. They'll claim they do, but they don't. Hanson says, "Hey Jake, I've been a subscriber for a long time. Love your stuff. Do you know any people in Denmark eating raw?" I don't know anyone in Denmark. So no, I don't know anybody personally in Denmark. Oh my God, some guy just said ODD is God. You are definitely gone. If you were just kidding around by saying ODD is God, well, you just got yourself banned. So if you're going to kid around, you better not be promoting well-known shills. You better make it clear that you're not here promoting them. Kill F says, "I've been unsubbed like twice." I swear, the second I upload a video is when they remove people. So in real time, I can watch the sub count drop between like 20 to 50 the second I upload a video. So the second that the video goes up, I've watched the sub count just go, and I know that there's not 20 or 50 people all at that exact moment going, "Jake posted a new video, unsub right now." And so I've watched, while I was in a war with Jaren, every day my channel would go up 10 or 15 subs. The next day it would go back down 20, 30 subs. So every time it would start to go up, they would just dot 20, 30, 50 subs that very next day. And if I didn't post a video, that would be a positive day. So if I don't post a video, my subs would go up. But when I post a video, they would automatically just minus subs right off the gate. It's like they're punishing me for posting content. In fact, when I get off the stream, I expect there to be 50 less subs. And what they want me to think is in my head that, oh yeah, 50 people just all decided during this stream that they don't like me anymore and are unsubbing. No, it's not what's going on. That happens every single time now. Yeah, ODD hasn't mentioned me, hasn't talked about me. Funny, because I made a couple videos calling him out specifically, and he hasn't responded at all. Nope. Too busy kissing David Weiss's ass. Too busy licking David Weiss's balls. David Weiss pays ODD to help him shill the Flat Earth Friend Finder. Shills of a feather flock together. So that flat fellow says, "I love children, and I am a liar indeed," like you said, Mr. Jake. Yeah, bro, the whole thing is just really sketchy. Really sketchy. That you love children so much and love the flat earth so much that you're going to take the time and effort to make that hour-long video. Sketchy, in my opinion. And then the fact that Mark Sargent, who was in the Flat Earth Hit Piece documentary, a known shill, he's the one who happens to want to promote you and post your video. And I'm supposed to just act like that's all fine and good. Not in my truth community. You, sir, can have fun in your child predatory cult community. You fit in well with guys like Jaron and David Weiss and ODD and all those shills. You fit in well, flat fellow. Well, so now that I've exposed that to you, I'll go ahead and take any more questions we got from the chat. And want to hope everybody has a wonderful weekend. Get out there and do something fun with your life. Don't don't let the world bring you down. That's one thing I make sure to do is not get caught up in the drama all the time. So once I cut this stream, I'm gonna do my best to forget about it and then go enjoy my weekend and enjoy my life. And I would suggest you guys all do the same. I'm thinking maybe next week I might even plan a trip over to the coast and do some videos and some live streams over on the coast next week. It's supposed to be really nice weather next week for February. It's supposed to be in the 70s. And so I'm going to be heading over to the ocean probably next week, maybe Santa Cruz, Monterey. And I'll be doing some videos over there. It's important that you get out and enjoy your life because who knows how many years you got left. Who knows how long we got before this whole thing goes up in shit flames. So I hope you guys get out there, do something fun, positive with your life, and don't let all this negativity going on in the world completely drag you down. Uh, Cat I Am, Gypsy Goddess, and Spellbreaker says, Jake, I lost a friend because I told him he was jealous of you because you are doing things he says. Hold on, let me read it. You are doing things he says he wants to do, but isn't like music. You lost a friend because he's jealous of what I'm doing? That's weird. Why would you lose a friend because he's jealous of what I'm doing? That's strange. That sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. I've lost many of friends over the last bunch of years, and a lot of it even like old friends from my hometown in Modesto. Still to this day, it's because of the flat Earth. So there's people in Modesto that if they see me, my old hometown where I grew up, if they see me, they'll be like, "Oh, there's that flat Earth guy. There's that guy that thinks the Earth is flat." So to this day, I'm that flat Earth guy. Whenever I go back through my hometown, so and then they want to think that they know what I think. So I got people from my old hometown who think they know what I think, and they don't have a damn clue. Like they're like, there's that guy who thinks the earth is flat. And then they imagine like a pancake floating in outer space. And then they think that that's what I think. So I know what it's like to have a hard time dealing with people and lose friends. Plain Walker with a $5 donation says, do any impression, your choice. All right. Let me tell you something. If you were to vote for me at the next election, I will fix all of this before you have a chance to even figure out what's going on. And you know what else I'll do? I'm going to finish building the wall. And you know who's going to pay for it? Not Mexico, no. China. China's going to pay for the wall. That's right. If you elect me in the next election, all right, we're going to make China pay for the wall. We're going to make China pay for everybody's fifth booster. That's right. If you elect me president again, I will make sure that China pays the cost of everybody's fifth booster shot. I want Americans to be safe. I took it. You should take it. We should all be taking it. But if you don't vote for me, then you'll end up with Crazy Joe. And we all know how bad it's been since I left office. So, you want to do the right thing, vote for me, your favorite president. There you go. Little Trumpy. All right. Make sure you guys are subscribed to my backup channel. I'm not sure how many of you guys don't know, but I have a backup channel, and I do most of my live streams over there. So over here, I live stream maybe once a week or so. But on my backup channel, I actually live stream 2 or 3 times a week sometimes. And so if you enjoy live streams, make sure you're subbed to my backup channel. I do a lot more like singing and impressions and stuff over there as well. So sub to my backup channel. It's right there in the chat. It's called Jake Gibson. So make sure you're subbed to the backup channel. And then I also post uncensored videos, and anything that gets taken down off of YouTube or censored from YouTube, I post over on BitChute. And so if you want to see any of my videos that have been removed, for instance, if you want to see my breakdown of the Las Vegas pew, 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 that got removed from YouTube, or any of my videos that got taken down, then you can go to my BitChute, and I'll put it right here. All right. So my BitChute channel, I'm listed as Jake the Asshole on BitChute, and that's where you can, again, find my uncensored vids. What else? If you want to order my merch, for instance, the shirt I have on right here, put that in the chat too. If you want to order this shirt that I have on, you can order it right here at this link, and it's down in the description down below. Boom. No fear. No mask, no fear. That's right. Very simple, very effective. No mask, no fear. You can get it in any color, pretty much: blue, red, green, yellow, whatever. So whatever color it is you like, if you're a girl and you like pink, I also sell it in women's sizes, and it's also available in a hoodie as well, because it's cold out there, so you might want a hoodie. So you can get that in the link down in the description and in the chat. All right. And last but not least, if you guys enjoy what I do here on the Jake the Asshole Flat Earth Asshole channel, and you want to donate to me directly, and you don't want YouTube to get any of the cheddar, then you can donate directly to my PayPal link, which I'll post right here. All donations help keep this channel afloat, help keep gas in the car and food inside my belly and Rusty's belly. So you can support me directly right there at the PayPal link, and that will go directly to me. YouTube won't get a plug nickel. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this thing up and get off of here. You guys have been an awesome crowd today. I want to thank everyone who joined me and all those who donated. I wanted to make sure to get this information out there that it looks like the SHILLS are going after children. And so we're going to keep an eye on that in the future, see what becomes of this. And until next time, this is the Flat Earth Shill Buster, the one and only Flat Earth Asshole. Planewalker with a donation says RFB impression. I did one earlier, but just before we go,
I'll do one last impression for you. a bit of an encore, if you will. So, if you want to stay safe from the Chinese drones, you're going to have to dress yourself in the armor of God. You're going to need shoulder plates. You're going to need a breastplate. You're going to need a helmet. All right. And then you're going to need like the pants that are made out of metal too. You're going to need the full suit of armor if you want to get right with God. You need to wear the suit of God's armor so that the demons can't come through the armor. If you don't have a suit of armor on, then the demons will be able to access your heart, and then you might die of heart failure. All right. So if you're gonna get right with God, you gotta start by having a full armor of God which surrounds you and protects you. Okay, and you do that. All right, by getting right with God. You get under your bed, you get your flashlight, and you read your Bible under your bed. Now you have to do this under the bed so that the Chinese drones don't locate your location, all right? So you gotta stay underneath the bed so any Chinese drones flying around aren't gonna look through your window and see you in there, all right? And so I digress. If you want to buy Patriot Food Supply, you get 20% off down below. All right. So like, share, subscribe, or don't. I'm out.
All right, there you go. A little encore Richie from Boston. Whambolt 1212 says, "Don't forget to digress."
I won't. I won't forget to digress. If I don't digress, then I won't have to have the privilege of telling you, but I digress. Because you can't finish digressing unless you tell everybody, but I digress. All right? Because how are you to know that I'm digressing unless I tell you, but I digress? So if I don't tell you, but I digress, then you're not going to know that I am indeed digressing.
All right. I'm going to get on out of here and go enjoy my weekend. I love y'all. Thank y'all for joining me. This is Jake the Asshole signing out. Peace.